Hello, welcome to WEBfactory's i4SCADA Studio tutorial series. In this episode, we're diving deep into configuring industry-standard connectors inside i4SCADA Studio, and today we're going to talk about the Beckhoff ADS Connector. The Beckhoff ADS Connector facilitates the communication between i4SCADA Studio and the devices which operate on the Automation Device Specification interface developed by Beckhoff. Let's start with adding the connector in Studio. In the Signals section, click on our server in the server list and select the Beckhoff ADS connector under the New Connector menu. Once added, the new connector is automatically selected and its connector configuration panel is displayed. The Beckhoff ADS configuration panel is split in two tabs, Devices and Signals. The Devices tab is where you can manage up to 200 devices linked in the ADS network. Let's add a Beckhoff ADS device by clicking the New button. Once added, the rest of the management options are enabled. You can delete an existing device, copy a device multiple times, or import Beckhoff ADS configurations using TPI files. The Beckhoff ADS device is defined by several properties, listed in both the configuration table and the device details below. The name property defines the unique device name, which also serves as a prefix for the Beckhoff ADS signal names. The ADS Net ID represents the device ID inside the ADS network. The ADS port is the communication port used by the device inside the ADS network. The poll rate represents the time in milliseconds between two consecutive queries to the ADS device. ADS timeout is the time period expressed in milliseconds, which has to pass between two consecutive device queries in order to raise a communication timeout error. ADS time suspend is the time period, again in milliseconds, after which the communication with an ADS device is suspended once a communication timeout error occurs. i4SCADA Studio provides three ways of importing Beckhoff ADS configurations using the Import menu. The first option, Import Configuration, gets the complete configuration from a TPI file. The Import Configuration i4SCADA symbols only will import only the signals that have defined i4SCADA specific symbols in their configuration. The last option, Update Configuration, provides a way of selectively updating only parts of a configuration. The Import menu is also available in the Signals tab, so let's go there and use it. For now, we can see that no ADS signals are available for our device. Let's import a configuration here. First, I'll import a complete configuration. The confirmation dialog shows us how many signals we have imported. Now I'll delete some of the signals so I can demonstrate the configuration update functionality. When using the Update Configuration Import section, the dedicated dialog will list all available signals and will color code their status. The color codes show us the inserted items, the updated items and the deleted items. In our case, we only have inserted items. I'm gonna select a few signals and import them. The confirmation dialog shows the outcome of the operation. We have 3 items inserted. As a special note, the Beckhoff ADS connector supports special watchdog signals for monitoring the connection with the ADS device. These signals are declared as i4SCADA signals, not ADS specific, and are monitoring each second passing from the last successful communication with the ADS device. For example, an ADS watchdog value of 10 means that 10 seconds have passed since the last communication with the ADS device. If the value is 0, the communication with the ADS device is in progress. Now that we have configured the Beckhoff ADS connector, let's create some i4SCADA signals for it. In the server list, select the Beckhoff ADS connector and create a new signal group to host our signals. Then right-click the connector again and select Browse Connector. The left side tree menu of the Browse Connector dialog shows the Beckhoff signal structure. I can select any node of the structure and import those particular signals, or I can select the root element, the connector itself, and browse all sub-items across the whole structure. Now I can select the signals I want to import as i4SCADA signals, select the signal group, or of course create one here, and add my selection to Studio. This is how you can use the Beckhoff ADS connector to manage ADS devices and their signals in WEBfactory's i4SCADA Studio. You can also check out our other videos explaining how to configure all industry standard connectors in i4SCADA Studio. I'll see you next time.